Assalamu alaikum. Hello, dear students at Faculty of Commerce English section, first grade. Today we will continue the unemployment part, and in this part, we want to know more about individuals who are not part of labor force or who are not calculated as a percentage of labor force. We have two kinds of workers. We can calculate them in the unemployment rate because they have some special cases. For the first category, they are dishonest workers, and these are the individuals who claim they have a claim that they are unemployed. To what? In order to receive unemployment benefits. So, in order to receive unemployment benefits, these are the dishonest workers and they don't want a job, they are not working, or they are working in the underground economy, or they are working for cash in an unreported job, so they are called dishonest workers. The other type of workers, they are discouraged workers. Discouraged workers, they are individuals that given up looking for a job. They give up looking for a job. I can't count them as a part of the labor force, while they are likely a part of the unemployed, but I can't calculate them in the unemployment statistics. So these individuals are more likely not a part of true labor force, dishonest workers and discouraged workers. So for how long are the unemployed without work? We must look for an important variable that policymakers may be concerned with the duration of unemployment. Is it a short duration or a long duration? But most unemployed observed at any given time is long term. For people that they are looking for a job for a long time, but they can't find any. So why these people are unemployed? Because we have demand and supply. In this part, we have a supply of quantitative labor, and the firms or companies, they are the demand part. So when the quantity supplied is larger than quantity demanded, unemployment occurs. So there is always unemployment even when the economy is doing well. So this means that the unemployment rate is never zero. It fluctuates around the natural rate. So we have a natural type of unemployment, as we mentioned before. This is the normal type. The other types are not normal. They are increasement in the normal type or the natural rate of unemployment. So types of unemployment, fractional unemployment, and structural unemployment. For the fractional unemployment, unemployment results because it takes time for workers to search for jobs. So they take time in order to get in the job market, in order to get a good job for their skills. So this is called the fractional unemployment. The second type is structural unemployment, and this is unemployment that results because the number of jobs available in some labor markets is insufficient. So the number of jobs in agriculture sector is less than the people who want to work in agriculture sector. This is why structural unemployment happens. So three possible reasons for structural unemployment: minimum wage and unions, efficiency wages. This is why structural unemployment may occur. We get other types of unemployment. We have seasonal unemployment. Of course, we have some jobs that related to tourism, that related to agriculture. All of these are seasonal jobs. So we have seasonal unemployment because we have some fruit pickers who's laid off after the fall harvest, or we have a lifeguard that works only during the summer. This is called seasonal unemployment. We have a cyclical unemployment, and a cyclical unemployment is the fluctuation or fluctuating unemployment over the business cycle. So we have normal fluctuating in the business cycle, we have ups and downs, and we have an cyclical unemployment related to the business cycle. So cyclical unemployment may increase during a recession and decrease during an expansion. As we know, the business cycle, we had this line like this, and we remember that here we have an expansion and then we have a recession and so on. At this point, cyclical unemployment is at least point. In this point, cyclical unemployment is at largest amount. So an example for this cyclical unemployment, it's like an out or auto worker who is laid off because the economy is in a recession, and then he get rehired some months later because we have expansion, we have companies that want to open branches, and all of these related to expansion. And we have a most important activity in order to get a job. We have a job search, and it's a process by while workers find appropriate jobs given their tastes and skills. We have different people with different skills that they want to have appropriate job. So they are doing this job search activity. While unemployment can also occur because the minimum wage law. We have a minimum wage law that businesses cannot have, or businesses cannot pay all their workers the minimum wage, so they fire some quantity of labor that they have, so the quantity supplied is still the same, the quantity demanded is get less and less, so we have unemployment or increasing rate of unemployment rate. The minimum wage is a price floor, and this is an important statement. الحد الأدنى من الأجور هو أرضية للسعر. So, if the minimum wage is set above the equilibrium wage in the labor market, a surplus of labor will occur because I increased the price of labor, so the quantity demanded will be less than quantity supplied. So, in this economy, most workers earn a wage above the minimum wage, so they are not affected by a minimum wage law. The most affected category by the minimum wage law is teenagers. So if I have a wage that is kept above the equilibrium level for any reason, this results unemployment. We have unions, we have efficiency wages, all of these cause unemployment. This is different from fractional unemployment because fractional unemployment is searching for the right job, for the right skills, and is the reason of unemployment in this type because of the job search process. We have also some constraints why we must unions or companies pay efficiency wages. For worker health, it's very important to get better paid in order to get a good medical care and in order to maintain my job tasks in a good way. For the worker turnover, the companies that don't pay much for its employees have a higher turnover, while a firm can reduce their turnover by paying a wage greater than its workers can receive elsewhere. So firms has competitive wages in order to reduce its turnover. We have also the worker effort. So in order to have a good environment for the worker, he must get enough paid and also for quality. If I want a good worker quality, I must pay more. So this is especially helpful for firms who are not able to be perfectly gauge the quality of job applicants. So higher rate of unemployment can cause a personal loss of self-confidence, maybe increasing crime rate, the breakup of families, and even suicide. So we have even losses to output and income, and we have a very important law in economy, which is called the Okun's law. In Okun's law, we have a relationship between the output and unemployment. So we have a relationship between unemployment and work output. So we have a relation between unemployment and output. As we have a larger unemployment rate, we have less output. So this is the Okun's law, and we have a numerical example or numerical relation. For every 1 percentage point increase in the unemployment, there is a decrease of output from 2 to 3 percentage points. So this is a very important relationship between unemployment and output. As unemployment rate increases, output falls. If unemployment rate increased by 1%, output would fall from 2 to 3%. And then we have some questions for this chapter. Using the following to answer questions from 1 to 3, so we have a hypothetical economy of Pralon, and here we have some numerical examples. This is a hypothesis, not a real economy. We have a percentage of people who are not in the labor force. They are 45 million. We have 7 million unemployed. We have a total population 145. Number of people employed 95. Discouraged workers 3 million. First, we want to obtain the labor force in Pralum. If we get to the numbers, in order to get the people who are in the labor force, we can count only two categories. First category is the people that are unemployed plus the people who are employed. This means that we sum the unemployed people who are 7 million plus the employed people who are 95 million, which is equal to 102 million. So in order to obtain the people who are in labor force, we can calculate it by 7 plus 95. So here we have choices. 95 million is not right. 102 million, 105 million, and the last one, 145. So the right answer is 102 million. Question 2. Refer to the above information. The unemployment rate in Balloon is. In order to calculate the unemployment rate, we can use the equation that we get the unemployed divided by the people who are in labor force multiply 100%. So unemployed divided by labor force or people employed plus people who are not unemployed or who are not employed multiply 100%. In order to get the unemployment rate, we get back to the data of the equation, which is we have here the people who are unemployed was 7, and we have the labor force, which is 102. So we can get the right answer, which is 6.9%. Question 3. Refer to the above information if the natural rate of unemployment in parallel is 5%. And here we have a 7%, which is unemployment rate. Unemployment rate, and we have a natural unemployment rate 5%. So we have an excess of 2%. We have here 7% minus 5%, which is equal to 2%. So A is structural unemployment is 3%, fractional unemployment is 2%, cyclical unemployment is 2%, or D, hidden unemployment is 5%. We must focus here, cyclical unemployment plus the unemployment rate give us the real unemployment rate. So cyclical unemployment here is 2% plus the natural rate of unemployment, which is 5%, get us the real unemployment rate, which is 7%. So when we exclude the natural rate of unemployment from the real unemployment rate, which is 7%, we can get or obtain the cyclical unemployment, which is 2%. At the economy's natural rate of unemployment, first, the economy achieves its potential output, or there is only a relatively small amount of cyclical unemployment, only fractional unemployment exists, only structural unemployment exists. So when we have a natural rate of unemployment, this means that this economy operates at its potential output. This does not mean that there is only a relatively small amount of cyclical unemployment, because we have a zero cyclical unemployment in a natural rate of unemployment. Fractional and structural are also zero. This means the economy achieves its potential output. We have true, false questions. People who work part-time but desire to work full-time are considered to be officially unemployed. We have an answer of false, because the people who are working part-time but wanting to work full-time, we can exclude them from the employment rate, this means that they are considered employed, not unemployed. Second question is, the natural rate of unemployment in the United States is about 4 to 5%. This is true. The natural rate of unemployment in many economies, it's considered from 4 to 5%. So this is true. Thank you for your time. See you next section.